The film opens with a facade of idyllic tranquility, a deceptive calm before the storm. Ian and Sam, a young, vibrant couple, are brimming with the excitement of a romantic New Year's getaway, seeking solace and intimacy in the heart of the remote wilderness. Their anticipation is palpable, a stark contrast to the chilling events that will soon shatter their peaceful illusion. Their journey begins with a seemingly mundane stop at a roadside hotel, a brief interlude intended for stocking up on essential supplies. However, this simple act of preparation quickly descends into an unsettling encounter, a subtle shift in the film's tone. As Sam steps out of the car, she's confronted by the aggressive barking of a large, caged dog in a nearby truck, a jarring and unexpected intrusion into their peaceful journey. The dog's ferocity, confined yet menacing, serves as an ominous foreshadowing of the violence to come. Ian, focused on navigating the unfamiliar terrain, struggles with a tattered map, oblivious to Sam's growing unease, his concentration on the route a subtle depiction of their differing perceptions of the surrounding environment. The truck's owner, German, emerges from the shadows, his presence initially appearing as a helpful local, a beacon of assistance in their navigational predicament. He offers an alternative destination, Stone Creek, promising a more secluded and picturesque camping spot than their original plan, a nearby waterfall. This seemingly benevolent suggestion, however, is a calculated manipulation, a subtle act of misdirection that sets them on a path towards unimaginable horror. German's seemingly casual demeanor masks a sinister intent, a calculated move to lure them into his deadly game. As they continue their drive, Ian notices German's truck trailing them, a persistent presence that triggers a moment of intense paranoia, a growing sense of unease that permeates the car. This unsettling feeling almost leads to a car accident, highlighting the psychological tension that builds with each passing mile, the constant awareness of being followed amplifying their anxiety. The relief Ian feels when German finally overtakes them is short-lived, a false sense of security that masks the true danger lurking beneath the surface, a temporary reprieve from the relentless pressure. Upon arriving at Stone Creek, the couple discovers an abandoned car, a silent testament to an unseen tragedy, a chilling reminder of the potential dangers lurking in the wilderness. Despite the unsettling atmosphere and the lingering sense of unease, they choose to dismiss their apprehension, opting to set up camp deeper within the woods, seeking the solitude they initially desired. The discovery of another, seemingly deserted campsite further amplifies the sense of isolation and mystery, creating a palpable sense of dread, a feeling of being watched and surrounded. Ian, venturing out to gather firewood, stumbles upon a child's hat, a poignant artifact that hints at a missing presence, a silent cry for help. The lack of an immediate explanation forces Ian to suppress his growing unease, a decision driven by a desire to maintain normalcy in the face of mounting dread, but the hat's presence is a constant, nagging reminder that something is terribly wrong, a lingering question that hangs heavy in the air. Parallel to Ian and Sam's experience, the film introduces German's brother, Chuck, whose behavior is immediately disturbing and predatory, a stark contrast to the innocent intentions of a young couple. His lingering gaze towards a young woman in a diner foreshadows his violent tendencies and his disregard for boundaries, a clear indication of his predatory nature. At a New Year's Eve bar, Chuck's actions escalate as he secretly photographs a woman without her consent, a blatant violation of privacy, a clear sign of his disregard for the autonomy of others. This transgression leads to a confrontation with German in the restroom, where German, revealing a past marred by imprisonment for similar crimes, destroys Chuck's phone, attempting to curtail his brother's destructive impulses, a desperate attempt to prevent a repetition of past mistakes. This confrontation lays bare the complex and volatile relationship between the brothers, hinting at a shared history of violence and a cycle of abuse, a toxic bond that is both destructive and inescapable. Chuck's subsequent attempt to force himself on a woman at the bar, resulting in public humiliation and rejection, further underscores his volatile and dangerous nature, painting him as a man unable to control his violent urges, a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Back at the campsite, Ian's anxieties are amplified when he discovers that wild pigs have ransacked the neighboring campsite, a gruesome discovery that raises disturbing questions about the whereabouts of the other campers, a chilling indication that they are not alone. The discovery of a damaged tire on his car further isolates the couple, trapping them in the wilderness and cutting them off from potential escape or help, leaving them vulnerable and exposed. The following morning, as Ian attempts to repair the tire, Sam discovers a malnourished young boy, Ollie, who has been wandering alone in the woods, his presence a mystery and a beacon of vulnerability, a symbol of innocence in a world consumed by darkness. Their immediate concern for the child's well-being reveals their inherent goodness, a stark contrast to the brutality that surrounds them and a sign of their humanity, a flicker of light in the encroaching darkness. With their car disabled, they are forced to seek help. Chuck arrives, offering to assist in finding Ollie's family, claiming they were heading towards Stone Creek. His offer, however, is a calculated deception, masking his true intentions and setting a trap for Ian, a wolf in sheep's clothing. He takes Ian with him, revealing a rifle, while Sam remains with Ollie, creating a dangerous separation and placing Sam and the child in a vulnerable position, isolating them from potential aid. At Stone Creek, the horrifying truth is revealed. The area is littered with the bodies of Ollie's murdered family, a scene of unspeakable violence that shatters the illusion of safety, a brutal testament to the brothers' capacity for evil. The film then shifts to 3 days prior, introducing Ollie's family, Rob, Margaret, and their daughter Emma. Their initial idyllic camping experience is shattered by Rob's campfire story, a cautionary tale about local dangers, including kidnappings and murders, a story intended to be a harmless scare, but that instead becomes a chilling prophecy, a self-fulfilling nightmare. Emma's discomfort is palpable, a premonition of the horrors to come, an unspoken fear that resonates through the night. The next day, Rob and Margaret leave for a hike, leaving Emma alone at the campsite. Her solitude is shattered by the arrival of German and Chuck, their presence an immediate and menacing threat, a violation of their peaceful haven. Emma's attempt to hide in the car is futile, as Chuck's persistent tapping on the window escalates into a violent confrontation, a chilling display of predatory behavior, a violation of personal space and safety. The arrival of Rob and Margaret only serves to amplify the brutality, as German and Chuck systematically torture and murder the entire family. The detailed depiction of their sadistic acts, including the twisted game of shooting Atticus placed on Rob's head, underscores the sheer depravity of their actions and the complete disregard for human life, a calculated act of cruelty. The murder of Emma and Margaret, witnessed by Rob, is a harrowing depiction of human cruelty, a brutal violation of family and innocence, a scene of unimaginable horror. Ollie's escape from the tent, driven by his search for his parents, becomes a crucial plot point, his innocent wanderings a desperate attempt to find safety, a child's instinctive search for protection. His survival, however, is precarious, leaving him alone and vulnerable in the wilderness, a child lost and alone in a brutal world, a symbol of the fragility of life. Returning to the present, Ian and Chuck's discovery of Margaret's missing body triggers a desperate search, revealing that the nightmare may not be over, that the threat is still very real. Chuck's subsequent murder of Margaret, witnessed by Ian, confirms his worst fears and reveals the brothers' involvement in the family's murder, transforming his fear into a desperate fight for survival, a battle against insurmountable odds. Ian's realization of the brothers' involvement in the family's murder transforms his fear into a desperate fight for survival. Meanwhile, German confronts Sam and Ollie, his aggression escalating into a violent attack, a desperate attempt to silence witnesses, a brutal act of self-preservation. Sam's desperate defense, using a knife to injure German, highlights her resilience and her determination to protect Ollie, a mother's instinct to defend the innocent. German's release of his dog, intended to pursue Sam, backfires when the dog is distracted by a pig, providing Sam with a temporary reprieve, a moment of unexpected luck, a brief respite from a relentless pursuit. Chuck, hearing Ollie's cries, pursues Sam, his relentless pursuit highlighting his obsessive and violent nature. In a fit of blind rage, Chuck accidentally kills his own brother, German, mistaking him for Ian. Ollie's cries then direct Chuck's fury towards Sam, whom he chases and captures. Ian, trying to intervene, is horrified to witness German's injury. Overwhelmed by Ollie's cries, Chuck callously throws the child aside. At German's desperate plea, Chuck, with immense grief, ends his brother's life. Chuck's violence escalates as he kidnaps Sam, taking her to the site of his previous murders. Though initially intending to assault her, he abruptly changes his mind and flees with her. Meanwhile, Ian, having located German's car keys, leaves Ollie alone in the woods to seek help from the police, reporting the horrific events. During their escape, Sam causes a car crash to distract Chuck. After regaining consciousness, Sam signals for help with the car's headlights. Police arrive, but Chuck ambushes and kills them, wounding Ian in the process. He then forces Ian and Sam to drive at gunpoint. Sam's inquiry about Ollie reveals Ian's regretful decision to leave him behind. Desperate to end the ordeal, Sam intentionally crashes the car. In the ensuing chaos, she kills Chuck with a rock. The film concludes with Sam and Ian in the hospital, highlighting their trauma. Ollie's fate remains uncertain, but the presence of German's dog suggests he is being protected, offering a small measure of hope.